My name is Ben, and this is my wife, Sarah. I've come to learn that my story is not unique, but the outcome has been a miracle to me. For more than 10 years, I struggled with fatigue. The last 3 to 4 years, I'd gotten to a point where fatigue was interfering with my daily life. During a typical week, I had to go to bed around or even before 9:30 each night. On Fridays, I'd have to come home right after lunch to lie down on the couch. I was rarely able to leave the house on the weekend except to go to church. Daily exercise was difficult, although I managed to work out consistently for the last 10 years while battling my fatigue.
When I first met Ben, he was battling fatigue, and then a year before we got married, it seemed to get worse. At one point, he was put on an antidepressant because fatigue is a symptom of depression. Over the next 2 years, we saw several doctors who tried to figure out what was wrong. Finally, a specialist diagnosed him with adrenal fatigue, but the medical community did not recognize this as a valid condition.
A year ago, I visited an endocrinologist. He offered no help to me and in fact said there was nothing wrong with me. He stated that it was just in my head and I needed to live with it.
Finally, we were at our breaking point. We were told again that Ben was suffering from depression and that he needed to be back on his medication. Another round of tests at yet another university-linked clinic gave no new information, and his condition was dismissed as chronic fatigue syndrome. We were desperate to get him well because we were expecting our first child. We knew it would take a lot of energy from both of us. I finally began doing some research online to find a doctor that believed in adrenal fatigue and would know how to help him. I found Dr. Lamb's website and read the information he had available. He impressed me with his knowledge, so I decided to give him a call. Dr. Lamb immediately called me back, and from that point on, Ben has been under his care. Ben's relationship with Dr. Lamb was never a traditional doctor-patient relationship. Dr. Lamb's service was strictly nutritional counseling, and by following the nutritional program, Ben began to make progress.
My first telephone appointment was roughly 10 months ago. Dr. Lamb knew immediately the symptoms I was experiencing. He was adamant that if I wanted to get better, I had to adhere to his nutritional counseling program, and that I would see results, but to be patient. Though this was not a traditional doctor-patient relationship, within the first 3 months, I was no longer bound to my couch every evening or every weekend. My recovery time was shortened from several days to just a day or two each time I crashed. During each nutritional coaching session, Dr. Lamb would explain to me where I was in the recovery cycle and put together a detailed plan for me to follow. I would keep a journal of how I progressed over the next week. Looking back, it took me 6 months to get to a point where I could exercise without feeling exhausted. I started making progress. And now, even though my nutritional counseling sessions with Dr. Lamb are less intense, my activity and energy levels are great. I'm able to work out at the gym a few times a week with energy to spare. I'm able to maintain my work and travel schedule and also take care of our baby. Dr. Lamb assured me that there was hope because of his experience, and he was right. I don't know where I'd be without Dr. Lamb.
I'm astonished each and every day that Ben is back to normal, and he even has the energy to care for our newborn son. Dr. Lamb has given Ben his life back and given me my husband back. I am so grateful to Dr. Lamb. Thanks to his knowledge of adrenal fatigue and the nutritional counseling regimen he gave Ben, we are no longer fighting what most of the medical community considers a non-existent disease. Thank you, Dr. Lamb.